and Jessica's voice gets more severe as the chorus progresses. She starts really soft and vulnerable and gets like tougher and tougher. What's up, friends? My name is Kevin Basset. I'm a singer, a songwriter, and a producer. Today, we're going to talk about Surface Pressure from Disney's Encanto. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It really helps, and I appreciate it a lot. And also check out my music. I'll put links in the comment section. My video on We Don't Talk About Bruno from Disney's Encanto did really well, and I'm really appreciative of everyone who supported that video by liking and commenting and sharing and subscribing to my channel recently from that video. I feel like Surface Pressure as a song doesn't do near as much for the narrative as We Don't Talk About Bruno, but it's super relatable. In the song, Lin-Manuel Miranda incorporates a technique I like to call empathetic songwriting. Basically what you do is you try to understand how someone else feels and write a song about their feelings. So in this case, Lin-Manuel Miranda is trying to understand the feelings that his older sibling was going through growing up. I find that in general, empathetic songwriting leads to some of the most relatable songs. A lot of my songs are empathetically written, and I think it's a great technique. Let's check out this song and talk about what makes it cool.
I'm the strong one, I'm not nervous. I'm as tough as the crust of the earth is.
One thing I really like about this part is that they have these dramatic pauses. The beat's coming in, she's singing to it, and it stops. And Maribel replies to what's going on in the song. It's a cool way to start a song. It's just very functional.
I don't ask how hard the work is. Got a rough, indestructible surface. Diamonds and platinum, I find them, I flatten them. I take what I'm handed, I break.
So I think one of the smartest ways to produce a verse is to be dependent on vocals, bass, and drums primarily, especially for the first verse. And here they're doing that. And this is the most modern sounding song off of Encanto. I think it's partially because of the synths used in the bass line there. That rhythm is at least reminiscent of reggaeton. It sounds reggaeton to me. Let's continue.
I feel berserk as a tightrope walker in a three-ring circus under the surface.
I like that they double her vocal on Under the Surface. I think that's a great place to double it because you're emphasizing that idea. Doubling vocals is a good way to make people pay more particular attention to particular words in a song.
A floor crack, the straw in the stack that breaks the camel's back. What breaks the camel's back? It's pressure like a drip, drip, drip.
I really like those builds where you build and build and build and then you take away. And you have like that percussion kind of building it. Harley and I use a similar technique on our version of Oh What a Beautiful Morning, which we just released recently. I'll put a link to it in the comment section. It's a good way to flip expectations because people expect a build to go into this riotous chorus, and here it doesn't.
Pressure that'll tip, tip, tip till you just go pop. Whoa, give it to your sister, your sisters.
I feel like this part sounds very like hip hop. It's very Lin-Manuel Miranda. The piano sounds are very similar to what he employed in Hamilton, and that idea of having like a tiny piano riff seems very Hamilton. Even like using the vocals as percussion is a very hip hop thing to do with like pressure and the psh, psh, psh. That gives it as well kind of that modern feel.
Who am I if I can't run with the ball? If I fall to pressure like a grip, 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 and it won't let go. Whoa. Pressure like a...
Something that's just really well done throughout this musical is the use of Foley as an instrument. The sound effects create their own identity, and they do that here, and it's well done.
Give it to your sister stronger. See if she can hang on a little longer. Who am I if I can't carry it all? If I falter.
One thing I really like about that rise is the melody. Obviously, it's a great melody. I think it's a great way to end a chorus, that melody. I also like that they double her who am I. One, it emphasizes, and two, it shows that her personality and her idea of self-worth is kind of breaking apart.
Under the surface, the ship doesn't swerve as it heard how big the iceberg is. Under the surface, I think about my purpose. Can I somehow preserve this?
I've never noticed the donkeys playing the string instruments as the Titanic hurtles toward an iceberg. Disney's so good at that. A lot of cameo things happen in these scenes, but those strings coming in right there that's awesome. That's so good because it's like the movie.
Try to stop it, toppling, but on it goes. But wait, if I could shake the crushing weight.
This song form is pretty different from what you would hear in a modern pop song, but it's very common in a musical context, where instead of going from the second verse to the chorus, you go from the second verse to a bridge that leads to the second chorus. I'm pretty sure they do it in Aladdin at certain points. I used it in my song Last Call from my latest album, Giovanni.
Or relaxation, or simple pleasure. Instead we measure this growing pressure keeps growing.
I really like the wistful sounds of that portion. I like that it's a point in which Jessica Darrow is singing in her falsetto. A lot of things to imply that airy feel going on in the production of the song. Even that arpeggio suggests something more light and airy. It's not like strong staccato chords. And the bass sound too is less harsh. It's more organic sounding.
Pressure that'll tip, tip, tip till you just go pop. Whoa, give it to your sister, it doesn't hurt, and see if she can handle every family burden. Watch as she buckles and bends, but never breaks.
I like how Jessica's voice gets more severe as the chorus progresses. She starts really soft and vulnerable and gets like tougher and tougher, showing that juxtaposition that the character is facing within the vocal production of the song. I think the snares are really interesting in this song too, because those aren't things you would hear traditionally. Those are very like modern hip hop snares, very electronic sounding. Makes this song kind of stand out within the context of the musical movie.
Pressure like a tick, tick, tick till it's ready to blow. Whoa, give it to your sister and never wonder if this ain't pressure would.
I like this way to develop a chorus where you bring out the full big chorus. You're adding production elements to the chorus as you go, and especially as you approach that last chorus. You sing it once in this really soft way and with not as much instrumentation, and then you add back all the instrumentation. I do it on a lot of songs, Love You Till. It creates a sense of contrast and energy through production. And I like the instruments they're adding here. Strings, keys. Sounds good.
No cracks, no breaks, no mistakes, no pressure.
This song, four character song, does particularly well because it does help in the development of Maribel's character, because she's realizing that everyone's affected by the pressures of this family. It's not just her. Just because she doesn't have a gift doesn't mean that everyone else isn't suffering. So it's good. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope my insights were helpful in any way. If you thought so, make sure you subscribe. I put out some dope stuff. I've put out a song recently with Harley Swisher under the production duo name Jack Jack, and I recommend checking it out. Anyway, catch you on the flip.